Hello dear students, welcome back. I'm Miss Rishika. Today I'm going to teach the balance for transaction, how to record them in the T accounts and the double entry system. You can remember in the first video I told there are 50 transactions that you are going to learn. So in the first video I did 4 transactions, in the second video I did 7 transactions. So the balance for transactions are purchasing an asset on cash or on credit and selling an asset on cash or on credit, paying the bank loan, and drawings where there are 2 types of drawings, goods drawings and cash drawings. Now today I'll teach you how to record these transactions. First we'll take 11, 12 transaction. The purchasing an asset on cash or on credit. Now I'll teach you how to record when you purchase an asset on cash. So first I'll teach you what is the effect and then how to record them in the double entry or in T accounts. When you purchase an asset, for an example, if you purchased a furniture or a building, those are called assets, then what happens? The assets belongs to the business goes up or increases. And if you pay on cash or you either on cash or if you pay using a check, the asset goes down. It can be either cash or bank. So when asset increases, always the particular asset account will be debited, and cash or bank, that means if you are using cash to pay or if we are using bank to pay, either one will be credited. One of those will be credited. Okay, now we'll take an example. We'll take 2 examples. 1st of February, you are purchasing a furniture on cash, that means you are using cash to pay, for 10,000. Again on 10th of February, you are purchasing a machinery for 15,000 and you pay using a check. Okay, so these are the 2 transactions I'm going to take. So what happens? We'll first write the effect of 2 different transactions and the double entry. In the first transaction, when you purchase a furniture, the furnitures in the business goes up. So the particular asset, that means the furniture asset, increases. And you are using cash to pay, so cash inside the business goes down. So both are assets. One is a furniture asset, then the other one is cash. So furniture goes up, so furniture account will be debited. And asset account is also an current account. It's an asset account. So cash will be credited. So cash account will be credited. Now this is the first transaction. On 10th of February, again they are purchasing a machinery for 15,000 pounds, but they are using a check to pay. That means when you pay using a check, they will transfer it from the bank. So from the bank only it pays, so cash in the bank decreases. So when you purchase a machinery, the machineries in the business goes up. You are using a check to pay, so cash from the bank goes down. Okay, so when you purchase a machinery goes up. When you are using a check to pay, then the cash in the bank goes down. So when machinery increases, machinery is an asset, so machinery account will be debited. When you pay using a cash, bank decreases, bank account will be credited. Okay, Now this is the double entry. When you purchase a furniture on cash, furniture goes up, cash goes down. So furniture account will be debited, cash account will be credited. Then the 10th of February, when you purchased a machinery using a check, then machinery account goes up, machinery account will be debited. You are using a check to pay, so cash from bank decreases, so bank account will be credited. So we need 40 accounts to record these two transactions. First, the furniture account. When you purchase, furniture account will be debited. So the amount will be 1st of February, 10,000, and you are paying on cash, so cash account will be credited 1st of February, 10,000. And already you know what you have to do as details. To write as details, you have to exchange the account's name. So in furniture account, you will be writing cash, and in cash account, you have to write furniture. Now look at the second example. When you are purchasing a machinery inside the business goes up, so it affects the machinery account. You are using a check to pay, so bank account goes down. So machinery will be debited 10th of February, 15,000. Bank will be credited 10th of February, 10,000. So you have to exchange the names. In machinery account, you have to write bank as detail. In bank account, you have to write machinery as details. Okay, so this is how you are going to record. This is a double entry when you purchase an asset on credit, and this is the way you have to record them in the T accounts. Now we'll look at the double entry when you purchase an asset on credit. You are purchasing an asset on credit. The effect will be, however, whenever you purchase an asset account goes up, and you are creating that person a liability. That means, for an example, if from Raja's company, if you purchase an asset on credit, that means at a later date, by promising to pay him at a later date, then that Raja's company becomes a liability. Okay, so when you purchase something on credit, the asset that you get, the particular asset goes up, but the person from whom you are purchasing is becoming a trade payable. That means in the near future you are liable to pay him. So liability goes up. Then the double entry will be the particular asset account. If you purchased a furniture, then furniture account will be debited, and the particular trade payable, we are creating a trade payable account will be credited. So what is the liability you are creating? You are creating a trade payable when you purchase the furniture on credit. Now we'll look at an example. Purchased a furniture from Lal Furnitures for 18,000 on 1st of February 2010. Now here, whenever they give a name of a person, you have to assume, without writing the words on cash, if exactly on cash is there, then you have to assume that they have done the transaction on cash. But here the word on credit is not there, but how to identify that the transaction they have done on cash, you have to see whether there is a person's name. So here Lal Furniture Company's another business's name is included, so you have to assume that they have purchased the furniture on credit. So it affects two things. When you purchase the furniture increases in the business, goes up, and Lal Furniture is becoming a trade payable. So trade payables in the business goes up as well. So furniture account, furniture is an asset. So furniture, when it increases, furniture account will be debited. Lal furniture is becoming a trade payable. So Lal furniture, we are liable to the Lal furniture's business. So Lal furniture's account will be, when liability increases, it will be credited. Now we need two T accounts. One is for furniture and the other one is for Lal. So furniture's account and Lal furniture account. Lal furniture is the business's name. So debit, credit, don't forget to write that, and the pound sign. Okay, so furniture account will be debited on 1st of February. It will be 18,000, and Lal furniture, who is a trade payable, it's credited on 1st of February 18,000. Now you have to exchange the names. In furniture's account you have to write Lal furniture. In Lal furniture's account you have to write furnitures. Okay, so this is the way you have to record when you purchase an asset on credit. So when you purchase an asset on credit, the particular asset increases, so it will be debited to that particular asset account, and you are creating a trade payable, so the particular trade payable account will be credited. So according to the example I did, Lal furniture is becoming the trade payable, so that Lal furniture's account will be credited. Now the 13th transaction. Selling an asset on cash or on credit. First we'll learn how to record when you sell a furniture or an asset on cash. So it affects two things. What happens if you paid on cash, or you receive, when you sold your asset, you receive cash. So if you received cash, then the cash asset will be increasing. So asset increases. Okay, if you receive on a check, then bank, same, asset increases. So when you are selling your asset, that means the asset which belonged to you earlier, it no longer belongs to you. So the particular asset, if you sold your furniture, which you were using, if you sold your furniture, that means furniture goes down. So when you sold your furniture, if you receive on cash or using a check, particular asset, cash or bank, will be increasing. Then the particular asset which you are selling will be decreased. So asset, according to here, cash or bank will be debited, and the particular asset account will be credited. Okay, if you receive on cash, cash account will be debited. If you receive a check to pay, if you receive a check, then it will be debited to the bank account. Now an example. Sold a furniture on cash for 10,000. That means it affects two things. When you sold your furniture and when you receive on cash, cash inside the business goes up. But when you sold your furniture, the furniture which belonged to you reduces. So the double entry will be cash account. When it goes up, cash account will be debited, furniture goes down when you sell your furniture, then furniture account will be credited. Okay. Now according to this example, you need two T accounts. Cash account will be debited. Okay, write debit, credit and the pound sign. Okay, cash account date will be 10th of October. 10th of October, cash will be debited 10,000. Assume furniture, there are more furnitures in your business, but a furniture which has a value of 10,000 will be credited. So assume there is an amount on the debit side, because furniture always has a debit amount. Out of that, assume you have 80,000 worth furnitures. Out of that you are selling a furniture which is 10,000, which has a value of 10,000. So furniture account will be credited on October 10th. Here you have to write cash. In cash account you have to write furniture. Okay. Now we'll see another example where you sold your asset, but you are receiving a check. Sold a machinery and received a check. For £8,000 on 1st of 2010. Okay. So the effect and the double entry will be, what happens? We are receiving a check, that means you have to deposit inside the bank. So the cash inside the bank goes up, and you are selling your machinery. So machinery goes down. Whatever the amount of machinery belongs to business, it decreases. So when bank increases, bank account will be debit, machinery account will be credited. Okay, I'll show you how to record them in two T accounts. One is for bank, the other one is machinery. Okay, so when you receive a check on 1st of February, 8,000, bank will be debited, and machinery account decreases. You have to assume there is an amount on the debit side. Out of that, a machinery which has a value of 8,000 will be deducted. So in bank account you have to write machinery, in machinery account you have to write bank, and you have to make sure that you write the date, detail and the amount parallel to each other, that means on the same line. So this is how you are going to record when you sold an asset on cash. Here you sold your furniture and received cash, so that's why cash increases, furnitures or the particular asset that you are selling goes down, so it will be credited. Here in the second example, you are selling a machinery but you are receiving on a check. So on a check means only the cash inside the bank increases, so bank account will be debited. The particular, according to this example, it's a machinery, so machinery goes down, so it will be credited to the machinery account. Now we'll see how to record when you sold your asset on credit. That means you are selling your asset to a person or a business, and he or she or the business is promising you to pay it on a later date. So what happens? When you sold your asset on credit, you are creating an asset called the trade receivable. A person who's buying or who's purchasing from you or to whom you are selling, that particular person is becoming a trade receivable. So trade receivable is an asset. So particular trade receivable, we'll write is an asset that goes up and the asset that you are selling, assume you are selling a furniture, it goes down. Okay, so trade receivable or the asset increases, but the particular asset that you are selling goes down. So here double entry will be the particular trade receivable account will be debited and the particular asset account will be credited. Now this is the effect and the double entry. Now we'll see an example. Sold a furniture to Ram for 5,000 on 1st of June 2010. Okay, so the effect and the double entry. What happens? The effect is you are creating Ram. When you are selling Ram does not pay you on this at the same time, but he is promising you to pay at a later date. So Ram is becoming a trade payable. So Ram is becoming a trade receivable. So trade receivable goes up, and the furniture which was belonged to you now no longer belongs to you. So it goes out of the business. So furniture goes down. So trade receivable, according to this transaction, Ram is becoming trade receivable. So Ram's account will be debited, and furniture you are selling, so furniture goes down, so furniture's account will be credited. So you need 2 T accounts. One is for Ram, because Ram is becoming a trade receivable. So Ram account will be 1st of June will be debited 5,000, and furniture, you have to assume that you have more furniture. So I'll be pointing that as using a X. Then it will be credited to furniture's account. Here this is an amount which shows there are some more furnitures which is belong to the business. So here you have to exchange the names. In Ram's account you have to write furniture. In furniture's account you have to write Ram as details. Okay, so this is the double entry and this is the way to record in the T account. So what happens when you sold your asset on credit, you are creating to whom you are selling, that person becomes a trade receivable and the asset decreases. So according to the transaction, we are selling our furniture to Ram. Ram is becoming a trade receivable, so Ram goes up, so it will be debited to Ram account. The furniture which was belonged to you, the business, it goes down, so it will be credited to the furniture's account. Now the 14th transaction. Paying the bank loan. So paying the bank loan means a bank loan. Earlier in the very first video, I have taught you how to record when you took a bank loan. Now in this 14th transaction, I'll show you how to record when you pay an amount of bank loan. For an example, when you are doing the transactions in the business, the amount of money which belongs to you is not enough, so you'll ask help from the bank. So they let you take a loan from the bank. So after taking the bank loan, after a few days, if you assume you will be able to pay it back, then amount. Now for an example, if you took 100,000 bank loan, out of 100,000, you are going to pay 20,000. So it will be deducted from the bank loan. Now I'll show you how does it affect. So the bank loan is a liability. So when you pay bank loan, the liability goes down. So liability will be decreased, and if you are using a check or a cash to pay, that particular asset will be decreased as well. So liability, when it decreases, it will be debited. So according to this, you are paying the bank loan. So bank loan liability decreases. So bank loan account will be debited. If you are using cash to pay, cash account will be credited. Otherwise, if you are using a check to pay, then bank will be credited. Okay. So when you pay the bank loan, the liability, you are liable to the bank, so that liability goes down, so it will be debited to the bank loan account. If you are using cash to pay, then it will be credited to the cash account, but if you are using a check to pay, it will be credited to the bank account. Okay. I will do only one example on cash, where you pay on cash. We'll do two transactions. 1st of January, you took a bank loan. I'll join those two together. Bank loan for 75,000. Now after few days, around assume 29th of January, paid the bank loan, not the total amount, not the 75,000, but only 25,000. Now to assume here without the interest, you are paying 25,000 without the interest. It will affect two things, and you are using on cash. Effect: the liability of the bank loan goes down. So bank loan goes down. Here you are using cash to pay, so cash goes down as well. So the double entry will be bank loan account will be debited and cash account will be credited. Now here only I used on cash. If using a check you have paid, then it will be credited to the bank account. Now according to this, we have to take a bank loan first. In the first transaction, in the 1st of January, you took a bank loan. Then what happens? Cash increases and bank loan increases. First we'll record that one. Okay. In the second, in the 29th of January, then only you are paying the bank loan, then bank loan decreases, and if you are using cash, cash decreases. So 1st January you are taking the bank loan, so cash increases, cash account will be debited, and bank loan, the liability increases, so bank loan account will be credited. Okay, I have joined those two transactions together. Bank loan, when you pay the bank loan goes down, so bank loan account will be debited. You are using cash to pay, so cash account will be credited. Okay, you can see it's the opposite of when you are taking, it is cash account debit, bank loan account credit, but when you pay, bank loan debit and cash account credit. So you need two T accounts, one is for cash, the other one is for bank. Bank loan account. Okay, now we'll record the first transactions where you took a bank loan for 70,000. Cash account will be 1st of January will be debited 75,000. Then it will be credited to bank loan. Bank loan you have to write cash. In cash account you can write bank loan. So after 29 days after doing transactions, you have cash inside the business. So on 29th of January you are going to pay out of 75,000, 25,000 you are going to pay the bank loan without the interest. So what happens? Bank loan will be debited on 29th January 25,000 and cash will be decreased 29th January 25,000. So here bank account you have to write cash, in cash account you have to write bank loan account. Okay. So when you took a bank loan, cash account was debited and bank loan was credited. When you pay the bank loan will be debited and cash account will be credited. Now the last transaction where you do drawings. Now first I'll explain what is the term called drawings. Drawings means in future you will be learning concept, accounting concept. Okay, according to an accounting concept, it says even the owner is the owner, or whatever the resources in the business were invested by the owner, but after investing them in the business, those resources are no longer belong to the owner. That means the business and the owner are two separate people. So whatever the things belongs to the business does not belongs to the owner. So whatever he takes out of the business, we are assuming those are as drawings. For an example, if I am doing a business and if I take cash 10,000 out of the business, it's calling, even though I am the owner, I won't be, only the profit will be taken, but cash or all the other resources is not supposed to taken out from the business even though you are the owner. If you took any goods or cash out of the business, they are assuming as drawings. So we'll see how to record drawings. That is our last transaction. Drawings, there are two types of drawings. We'll see the first one where you do stock drawings or the goods drawings, stock or inventory drawings. So even though you are the owner, you are not supposed to take inventory or the stock or the goods which were right there in the business to resale. Okay. Now assume if I am selling helmets in my business, I am not supposed to take 2-3 helmet for my own use. If you took, then it will be counting as an expense or drawings. So the effect is drawings goes up. We are assuming drawing is an expense. So drawing increases and the particular inventory it will be deducted from the purchasers. So sometimes purchasers will be, sometimes inventory is also okay, but mainly it affects the purchaser. So when you do drawings expense goes up and the particular inventory is included in the purchasers. When you purchase something to resell, it included in the purchasers. So purchasers will be decreased. So the double entry will be here. You can write in the inventory account as well or the stock. So drawing, I told you drawing we are assuming as an expense. So when drawings or expense goes up, drawings account will be debited. Purchasers is also an expense. So when purchasers goes down, it will be credited to the purchasers account or stock or inventory account. Okay, but according to your syllabus, you have to write purchasers. Now we'll see an example. Owner took 5,000 value inventory for his own use. So even though he is the owner, he cannot take the inventories out of the business. So two things it affects, and the double entry. It affects drawings. When you do, owner is taking 5,000 value inventories, so the drawings increases, and when he takes out inventories, it will be deducted from the purchasers. So drawing increases, purchases decreases. Drawings, why do we decrease, why do we record in the purchases? Because whatever the inventories that you have purchased to resale, it's recorded in the purchases. If you go through the earlier videos, you will be able to see when you purchase goods for resale, it will be recorded in the purchases. So whatever the inventories, those are for resale. So if you take them out, that will be deducted from the purchases. So drawings account will be debited because it's an expense. We are assuming it's an expense. Purchases goes down, it's also an expense. When expenses decreases, it will be credited. Now according to this, we need two T accounts. One is for drawings and one is for purchases. So drawings, account will be, there is no date, 10th of January. 10th of January, drawings will be debited 5,000 and purchases 10th of January will be credited 5,000. And in drawings account you can write purchases. In purchases account you will be writing drawings. Okay, so when the owner takes out the inventories which was available for resale, if he takes the inventory, it should be recorded in the drawings account. Drawing goes up, so drawings account will be debited. Purchases goes down, so whatever the inventories were there, it is for resale, so it will be deducted from the purchasers account. Purchasers account will be credited. Now we'll see if the owner does the drawings on cash. That means not the inventory, but he takes the cash which belongs to the business. So what happens, the effect and how to record them in the double entry system. Effect is same like drawings expense goes up. See, assuming is an expense, and here instead of inventory, now he's taking the cash or the asset cash. So asset goes down. So drawings account is an expense account. So drawings account will be debited because it increasing. Asset he's taking cash. So cash goes down. Cash account will be credited. So example, this is expense. Example, owner takes 2,500 for his own or to pay his telephone bill. To pay his telephone bill. Now we cannot, even though he is paying a telephone bill, does not belongs to the business. He is paying his own telephone bill on 2nd of January. Okay. So that means to pay his own private telephone bills, he is taking 2,500 cash which belongs to this cash. Okay. So the effect is he is doing drawings. So the drawing expense goes up. He is using cash, business's cash. So cash in the business goes down. So drawing is an expense. When expense increases, it's debit. So drawings account will be debited. Cash is an asset. So when cash asset decreases, it will be credited. So we need two T accounts. This is the double entry. Now we need two T accounts to record it. We need one for drawings account and the other one is for cash account. Okay. So drawings account will be debited on 2nd of January 2,500 and cash account there is an amount on the debit side 1st of January 2,500. So on drawings account you write cash as details. And on cash account you write drawings as D10. So this is the way you have to record when the owner takes away cash for his own use. Even though he is the owner, he cannot take inventories or cash from the business. It's assumed as a drawing expense. Now we have already finished all the 15 transactions. Now I'll teach you, now one by one only I taught you all how to record them. Now I'll teach you the double entry when all the transaction or few transactions were given together. Okay. Here the transaction, here the account which should be debited and the account which should be credited. Okay, so there are two types of questions you might get from this lesson. This is the first one where they are asking you to write the double entry, giving a table or giving just a transaction, but I am using the table method. The other way is they give you lots of transaction and they might ask you to record them in the T account. That one I'll do in the next video. I'll teach you how to write the double entry. We'll take one transaction. When investing cash as equity. Now I taught you all every transaction. Now I'll select few of them and I'll teach you how to record them and give you an idea about how to record. Okay. So investing cash is there. Then two things increases. Cash increases, equity increases. I'll teach you here. Cash goes up and equity goes up. Okay. So cash is an asset. So the account which should be debited, the name of the account will be cash, and equity increases, it will be credited. So according to this transaction, when investing cash on equity, the account name which should be debited is cash account and which should be credited will be equity account. Okay. Then the second will take paid rent on a check. Okay. Paid rent on a check, that means rent expense increases and you are using a check to pay, so it will be deducted from the bank will be decreased. So rent is an expense, so the account, that is the expense increases, debit, so that is the name of the account which you should debit. So the account debited will be rent. Cash is decreasing, cash is an asset account, so it will be credited. Bank is credited. So when you pay rent on check, the account name which should be debited is rent, the account name which should be credited is bank. I'll take another one. Paid Ram, who is a trade payable, on cash. Okay. So paid Ram is a trade payable and you are using to pay on cash. So what happens? Cash goes down when you pay and also trade payable goes down. Ram is a trade payable, that means we were liable to Ram, that means the Ram account. According to this example, Ram is a trade payable, so Ram trade payable goes down and you are using cash to pay, cash goes down. So trade payable is a liability, when liability goes down it will be debited, so debited account's name is Ram account. If it's David, then it's David account. Now according to the transaction, it's Ram account, so it will be debited to Ram's account. Cash goes down, cash is an asset, it will be, when it goes down, it will be credited. So the account which should be credited is cash account. Fourth transaction, took a bank loan. Now earlier videos I have taught you, when you take a bank loan, cash, they pay us on cash, so cash goes up, and you are creating a liability called bank loan, it increases. So cash is an asset, asset increases, debit, that means the account which should be debited, the name is cash, and bank loan is a liability. When liability increases, it will be credited, that means the account name which should be credited is bank loan. Another last transaction. Received interest on cash. Okay, like for deposit or fixed deposits, you will be receiving interest. So interest is an income. So what happens? You are receiving, so cash in the business goes up and interest income goes up as well. Okay, so interest received. If interest, it's an expense, so make sure you write interest received, then only it becomes an income. So when cash increases, that will be debited to the asset. That means the cash account name is the account which you should be debited. Then interest received is the account, interest is an income. When income increases, it will be credited. That means the account name which should be credited is interest received. Okay, the fifth and the last one, last transaction will be received interest on cash. So what happens when you receive interest on cash? The cash increases in the business and you are receiving interest, it's an income, so interest received increases as well. So you just don't write interest, because interest, when it comes to interest, it's an expense, so interest you have to make sure that you write both name interest received. So when you receive interest, cash increases and interest received increases as well. So cash is an asset, then it will be debited. So the account where you should record on the debit side, the name is cash, and the interest received is an income. Income when increases, it will be credited. So the account which you should be credited, the name is interest received. Okay, so this is the first type of question the exam might ask you, examiner might ask you to record the double entry. This will be given, or otherwise they just give you the transaction and they might ask you to record the double entry. Okay, so I got all around, there are 15 transactions. Out of 15 I took the main around 5 transactions and I showed you, I wanted to give you an idea how to record. So first what you have to do is, according to the transaction, you have to identify which category, whether it's an asset increase or expense increase, and what is the asset increase in. Then only you have to identify whether it increases, decreases, then you have to record the debit credit entry. Okay, I hope you understood all the 15 transactions. We have done all 15 transactions and I gave you an idea how to write the double entry. I hope you understood very well. Okay, then in the next video I'll show you how to record when they have given lots of transactions together and how to record them in the T accounts. Thank you children, and God bless you. Stay